Welcome to my channel. My name is Kat to the 7th, and I'll be your host today. I have been extremely sick the last few days, so I apologize for the lack of uploads and streams, but hopefully we can get back started on that today. But about 2 days ago, we got some leaked information on the 2.6 idol boss. And I promise you, it's going to be spoiler free. We're just going to talk about the mechanics. But TLDR, it is ice resistant, and it also has a special debuff where attacks just have 25% less crit rate against it. And when you really stop and think about it, who does that fuck over the most? It's almost like there's a anomaly agent that really likes crit rate and is also doing ice damage. I can't put my finger on it, but yeah. So I decided, man, it's probably a good time to really just sit down and talk about how the developers have been targeting Miyabi ever since 2.0, and it just continues to get worse and worse. And as someone who has an entire channel that's basically at this point dedicated to helping free-to-play and low-spin players clear the in-game content for zzzero, I can confidently tell you that I run into many Miyabi mains struggling to clear content nowadays. And it's been quite a relevant thing ever since 2.0. Now, does that mean Miyabi's weak? Absolutely not. She's still a very strong agent. But when it comes to fighting Season 2 content specifically, there are a lot of zzzero Miyabi mains who are just quite literally struggling. And the best example I can give is last week, while helping someone, on the middle of trying to get better disc for them, they asked me in chat, why did they do almost double their score against Butcher the last time he was here than Hunter with the exact same Miyabi team? And that just goes to show you how much the devs have really been targeting Miyabi. So if you're a Miyabi main, if you're a Miyabi lover, don't worry, I'm on your side. I just want to talk about everything that has been happening since the beginning of Season 2. And at this point, let's just get right into it. Patch 2.5 has finally launched, and it's looking to be a good one. As with its release, we have finally received a new Void Hunter. And alongside her, the developers have decided to give us a free Labubu. And if you were someone who happened to miss out on one of these characters' reruns, you will finally have a chance to get them in the second half. But because of 2.4 releasing a meta-defining unit in Dylan, there's a chance that your polychromes are looking oof. But don't worry, I got you back. Because with lootbar.gg, you can be saving big today. As if you were to click on my exclusive link in the description below, new users can save 23% today. And all purchases will be at a discounted rate. And all you have to do is enter your UID and region, click on the bundle that you would like, and within seconds, you will receive your purchase. And yes, this does work for the spending event. But also, this doesn't just have to be ZZZ. No. As it could be any of your favorite mobile games, such as Genshin Impact, Wuthering Waves, or Honkai Star Rail. So please do yourself a favor and let Lootbar save you money today. But with that out the way, let's get you back to the video. Now, before we talk about the things the devs have been doing to really target her, we need to understand what makes Miyabi strong in the first place. And the biggest thing that makes Miyabi strong is her EBA. Now, if you don't know what EBA means, it means Enhanced Basic Attack. And when it comes to Miyabi's level 3 charge on her EBA, that thing literally hits like an ultimate. Not even joking. If you were to go to Hakushin or just open up the game in general, if you have Miyabi, and look at the damage multipliers on her EBA, it has an extremely high damage multiplier to the point where it's basically like launching an ultimate every single time you use it. So obviously, the more of these you get to use in a fight, the better she is. And you're going to see a very common trend of what they've been doing in season 2 is making it where Miyabi can't use this attack as often as she used to against season 1 content. Now first, let's start with Priest. Now, obviously Priest is ice resistant, so not many players were using her against Priest to begin with, and especially now ever since the whole HP inflation thing started. But even then, Priest still has anomaly resistance, and Priest's anomaly resistance increases the longer the fight goes. So that automatically makes it where she's just going to get less EBAs, and on top of that, she's going to do less damage than normal because it's ice resistant. Because Miyabi uses anomaly as a resource, and the less anomalies she can proc, or just the less anomalies her team can proc, and disorders, the less often she's going to get her EBA stacks. Now when it comes to Fiend, Fiend is not ice resistant, but Fiend cannot be frozen, which is going to be another common thing you're going to see for season 2 content. Not only can Fiend not be frozen, it has an additional anomaly modifier, meaning once again, you are automatically going to get less EBAs against Fiend than you would season 1 content. Now Defiler is next, and Defiler, you just straight up do less anomaly damage, and a big part of Miyabi's damage profile is actually her frost burns and disorders that she triggers from her team. It's not just her crit. So not only is her team doing less anomaly damage, it's ice resistant and it has extra buildup as well, meaning less EBAs. Now after Defiler, we got Hunter. Now Hunter is actually ice weak, so you would think that would be a very strong matchup for Miyabi. Well, unfortunately no. Hunter also cannot be frozen, and Hunter has extremely high base anomaly buildup. So even against Hunter, Miyabi is doing significantly less EBAs than she usually would. Now next is Thrall, and Thrall is ice weak. But Thrall has Sobek, and Sobek, you are not allowed to proc an anomaly on him. And because Miyabi uses anomaly as a resource to get her stacks at M0 and M1, this damn crocodile just automatically makes it where Miyabi is going to get significantly less EBAs than she normally would. And then finally we have Sarah, who I believe is called Nightmare in the game. Nightmare is ice resistant, can't be frozen, and also has extra buildup requirements just like the other bosses. And then on top of that, Nightmare has a lot of miasma shields, and miasma shields are not that great for Miyabi. So as we can see here, ever since 2.0, the developers have really gone out of their way to just make every single new Deadly Assault boss have something in their kit, or even sometimes multiple things that just completely fuck over Miyabi. Is it impossible to clear? Absolutely not. You can still clear these bosses with Miyabi. It's been proven. But does Miyabi at M0 completely, utterly destroy these bosses like she used to in season 1? No. Even extremely skilled players don't even get that high of a score when they clear. And a great example is I want to bring up my good friends Yoji and R2, two extremely good players when it comes to using Miyabi. Now in this video from Yoji, he posted months ago, he was able to get 13 EBAs against Butcher. Now keep in mind, Butcher also had good buffs for Miyabi back then and could also be frozen. So not only was she getting 13 EBAs in that fight, she was just inherently doing more damage in general. And then we come to R2, who had a pretty solid run against Hunter a few months ago when he first came out. And even in the hands of an extremely skilled player and a good Miyabi team, he was only able to get 9 EBAs, and a lot of that damage was sometime wasted because Hunter cannot be frozen and he wasn't able to extend the stun window like Butcher. And then on top of not only doing less EBAs, Hunter has higher defense, which is why the score difference on both of these bosses in the hands of good players is so different. And if you are someone who's watching this and you really like to just watch zzzero content in general, maybe you're someone who likes to watch gameplay clears of the endgame, ask yourself, have you really seen any extremely high scoring M0 Miyabi runs on any Season 2 boss with a full M0 team? I believe the only ones were against Fiend when Fiend first came out, but even those just do not exist anymore because Fiend's HP has skyrocketed ever since its first release. There's really no such thing as extremely high scoring full M0 Miyabi runs against Season 2 content, or hell, not even close to being kills like it used to be, because it's just not possible. Can players still get between 30 and 40k on full M0 if they sweat their ass off on Season 2 content with Miyabi? Yeah, but is it just dominating the meta like it used to in Season 1? Absolutely not. And that's not players' fault. The developers have gone out of their way to make it where these extremely high clears with M0 Miyabi against Season 2 content is just not possible. That's not players' fault. And now really ask yourself, if the extremely skilled players are not even hitting extremely high scores, what do you think the average player is doing? And this is why I now see so many Miyabi players just struggling to clear at all nowadays. And this is not their fault. And at the beginning of the video, I was telling you about the 2.6 idol boss. And yeah, it's just egregious, man. It's minus 25% crit rate against it, which is just egregious for Miyabi. On top of being ice resistant, the average player who has an M0 Miyabi team is not going to clear that boss. And once again, that is just not their fault. Ever since the start of Season 2, developers have, in my opinion, overcorrected how much they've targeted Miyabi. They have completely overcorrected, in my honest opinion. I understand that they didn't want Miyabi just running the meta 24/7 for the rest of time. I completely understand that. But man, there comes a point where I think they're taking it too far. Now, whenever there is Season 1 content, Miyabi crushes it. She still dominates Season 1 content. I mean, you're still seeing players get 50k plus on pretty much all Season 1 content that comes out for DA. So whether it's Marionette or Butcher, Bringer just recently came back. Anytime there's Season 1 content, she's a god. But the moment, and I mean the moment, there is a full Season 2 lineup in Deadly Assault, all the Miyabi high clear videos just stop for 2 weeks, because that's how long it takes to reset DA. All the extremely high clear videos of Miyabi, they just completely stop for 2 weeks. And once again, I have to just really emphasize, it is not the player's fault. Now, I know that because Miyabi is a Void Hunter, that many people who usually don't do high investment are more willing to get high investment for their Miyabi. When it comes to Miyabi, Ishwin, and Yeshun Wong, the two Void Hunters and the Void Hunter level, it's much more common to see average players invest a little bit more in them, whether it's get their W engines or get a Mindscape or two, or even get Mindscapes on supports. So I know there's a lot of Miyabi mains who have very high investment on their teams, and maybe they're still doing fine. But if you're one of those Miyabi players, I want you to just sit back and think about the other side. Think about the players who have full M0. Think about the players who don't even have Miyabi's W engine. She still technically has a pretty good free-to-play option in Weeping Gemini if you play the correct teams, but still think about the players who don't have her W engine. The average Miyabi experience for Season 2 content is not the same as yours. These players are struggling to hit 20k. These players are sometimes struggling to even reach 20k. And man, I feel like I'm a broken record at this point, but I'm going to say it one more time. It's not their fault. You have to play Miyabi so much better than you used to. And I guess it's not necessarily a bad thing, because that can like let players push their skill level and get better. But the amount of effort you have to put in for a standard M0 A rank Miyabi team clear compared to the past is substantial. And if they just continue to keep making bosses like this 2.6 one coming that just straight up has a passive that to me just screams fuck you, Miyabi, I think it's egregious, and I think they're going too far. Now, will the anti-Miyabi continue? Will the anti-Miyabi keep going? I have no clue, but I'm hoping it eventually stops, because you market her as a Void Hunter, you market her as one of the strongest characters in the game, and then you just continue to nerf her. I hope it stops in the future. But Miyabi is an extremely, extremely good agent that has just unfortunately been targeted by the developers, and it's just been rough for her recently. But recently, one of my viewers named Volshi said something that I really agree with. Hopefully, they just start allowing strong characters to be strong. You made Miyabi an extremely strong agent. Why are you now trying to nerf her? Just let her be strong. Same thing with Ishun and Ye Shunguang. You made both of these characters extremely powerful, especially with their best teams. Just let them be strong, because it's also going to feel bad in the future if Ishun and Ye Shunguang start to get the exact same treatment as Miyabi. You, as developers, decided to make these strong agents. Just allow them to be strong. You don't have to try and nerf them. Because if I am a consumer of your product and I get an agent that you market as extremely powerful, and then within half a year, you start adding content to make that powerful agent you marketed weaker, it's going to feel very, very bad. So hopefully the devs stop trying this anti-Miyabi stuff and we can get back to being normal in ZZZ. But let me know in the comments what you guys think about Miyabi and her power level right now, and just how you feel about her overall. Remember, this video was targeted towards M0 Miyabi and the average player's experience and what they've been doing since the beginning of Season 2 to really tone her down. But hopefully I get over this sickness soon and we can get back to regular scheduled programming. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you join the Discord. We're over 10,000 members, and come and check out the streams when I get back to streaming. But other than that, with that, I am signing out. Peace.